Hi guys, welcome back to Mental Media Corner, and today is Summerslam, which is a big four pay-per-view in the WWE, is around the corner. I think it's either next Saturday or next Sunday, which I'm not too sure. This is my top 12 matches, what I've enjoyed. So, in at number 12, it is. In at number 12, not the Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels, but it is Custody of Dominic. At the time, it was a ladder match between two great Lucha Libre wrestlers, the legendary Rey Mysterio and the late great Eddie Guerrero. What great chemistry they had throughout 2005, because they started the matches at WrestleMania 21, I believe, and on to Judgment Day 2005, and that was the end of their feud. But I know this certain guy here gets a lot of hate, and I can understand why. But he made a certain young Randy Orton into the wrestler what he is today. So that's in at number 11, which is Chris Benoit versus Randy Orton for the big gold belt. What a great matchup it is as well. This was the original Silver Vision, of course. Let's just be the JBL Undertaker image, but because of what happened in 2007 with Chris Benoit, you can understand why WWE went into panic mode. So yeah, that's in at number 11. In at 10, gotta go back to the first ever Summerslam, and it is for the World Tag Team Championship match. Demolition were the tag team champs at the time versus the challengers who've just turned babyface into the legendary Heart Foundation. Again, awesome chemistry between the two tag teams. I don't think they ever had a bad match between them, between the two iconic tag teams, but what a hell of a match it was. Then, we've got to go to SummerSlam 1991, which is kind of a gimmick match, but the legendary Big Boss Man versus the Mountie. If you do not know who the Mountie is, he was Shock at the Quebecers. But what a fun match it was at the time. It still is nowadays when you watch it. I think it might be on the network. But what a hell of a match it is. So that's at number 9. Then, in a couple of years earlier, it was a goods match. Again, I could understand why everybody hated the Ultimate Warrior. He wasn't great in the ring, but I loved his gimmick. But this is kind of a good match. The Intercontinental Championship. Champion Ravishing Recruit versus the Ultimate Warrior for the Intercontinental Championship. This was kind of when Ravishing Recruit was feuding with Roddy Piper. And all that started on WWE, I think it was Prime Time Wrestling, which at the time had Gorilla Monsoon and the late great Bobby the Brain Heenan, both no longer with us. But what a hell of a match for the Intercontinental Championship. So that's number 8. Then we gotta go to one of the recent SummerSlams. See Daisy. It's that match there, The Undertaker versus Edge, Hell in a Cell. Reason being, it's Undertaker's playground, Hell in a Cell. But what an image at the end of the match. Undertaker takes Edge, drives him into hell, and what an awesome match it is. So that's in at number 7. And back to SummerSlam 91, we have another great feud at the time, which was the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, who was the $1 Million title champion, versus his former bodyguard Virgil. But what I love about this match, you can hear right everybody Piper's enthusiasm. He wants Virgil to as the underdog to beat the veteran, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. And of course he had an awesome commentary team of the late great Roddy Piper, Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Them three actually had chemistry at this SummerSlam. But yeah, Ted DiBiase versus Virgil, an awesome match. Then we've got another classic match. It's the recent one out to this list, but it's a no-holds-barred match. It's CM Punk versus Paul Heyman's Brock Lesnar. Again, what a hell of a match. No matter what you think about CM Punk in AEW or how he left the WWE the way he did in 2014, but yeah, what a hell of a match it is. And CM Punk made Brock look awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brock isn't my favourite wrestler in the ring, but CM Punk at the time wasn't as big as he was. But in terms of like championship contendership, but CM Punk and Brock Lesnar, absolute classic match. If you ever want to watch it, I think it might be on the WWE network. So that's number 5, and at number 4, that image M2 at the time this is when I think Total Divas had just started. So you'd have Nikki Bella, I think, but maybe dating John Cena. I'll get the two confused. I think Brie Bella was dating Daniel Bryan. So they was fighting for then John Cena's World Heavyweight Championship. And as you can see by the image, Daniel Bryan defeated John Cena. It was such an awesome moment, but Randy Orton cashed in on his Money in the Bank with help with then guest referee Triple H to form the Authority. But just that image, he deserved that title because he was way over than John Cena. Then, no surprise, in at number 3, one of my all-time favourite pro wrestlers, Bret the Hitman Hart, goes one-on-one with the hometown hero, the British Bulldog. Absolute classic. But what's interesting when you read the backstory, the British Bulldog was high on drugs, and Bret Hart had to tell the British Bulldog what moves to do, like really good choreography, pardon. But yeah, what a great SummerSlam, and what an awesome Intercontinental Championship match. Then at 2, again like the British Bulldog, these two, Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart, to my knowledge, never had a bad match. And again, the backstory is quite an interesting one. That Perfect actually did have back pain, but what a classic match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Mr. Perfect. Again, can't beat a bit of 90s WWF or WWE at the time. But what a hell of an intercontinental match between the two awesome wrestlers. And last but no means least, in at number one, they had the best match at SummerSlam 1990, but it's 2 out of 3 fall. You've got, and I've just turned heel, I think, so you've got Axe, Smash, and Crush. Demolition versus Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. 2 out of 3 full match. All I've got to say, the Legion of Doom helped the Hart Foundation, but it's an epic tag team match, and that's why it gets my number one, because they all work really well, and even the LOD have just come into the WWE from World Championship Wrestling. I think it was WCW. But yeah, that's my number one. Again, it's the only best match technically on there. A very on a good card, I would say, but yeah, the World Tag Team Championship match is an absolute classic. So that's my top 12. I'm going to do one honourable mention, which I haven't got on pay-per-view, but it's the unsanctioned Shawn Michaels, who just come back from rehab in real life because he found God. So a lot of people don't know in 1998 he was in a really dark, really rough place in his life with his back, the way it was after the casket match. But he returned to fight his nemesis at the time, and I think them best friends in real life, Triple H. But what a hell of a match that is. Worth watching on the network from 2002 SummerSlam. But that's it. And I'm gonna give a couple of mentions to some of the guys who love pro wrestling. And so, Ready Player Movies, which is a great YouTube. I'll put a link into his channel. And then we've got Scottish Geek Guy James, who's a wrestling fan as well. Again, he loves his media, but he loves, his videos. He goes into full detail about like what he's picked up and what he's seen. And in the rest, then we got my good friend Rebecca Lee, Movie Junction. I know she doesn't pick up many WWE DVDs, Blu-rays as much, but she's really cool YouTuber. And eventually when the channels, when she does videos, she'll be awesome. Be a force to be reckoned with. Then in the wrestling section we've got Beatdown Bunny, who's an awesome YouTuber. Again, like myself, it goes into full detail and pay-per-views and does the odd Q&A. And we've got the likes of Tweet Wrestling. Again, I've said lots of times, loves his like retro WWE. He used to do like a quiz on a Sunday night, which was all about WWE primarily, or ECW. But then we got Nathan, the wrestling guy. I think's American, but I'm not 100% sure. Then we've got the legendary Relaxing Ghost, again, who loves his WWE DVDs. Then we got the legendary DVD Freak, who's a massive WWE fan. He goes into full detail as well. Both American guys, DVD Freak and Relaxing Ghost. But there's another guy who doesn't get this credit. Mark Thomas Rob Farmboy, I think his name is, on YouTube. It's got virtually every VHS WWE ever produced, even in America, but the guy likes his pro wrestling. So yeah, that's all the shout outs. I'll leave a link in their channels. Give them a like, share and subscribe, and leave your comments. What are some of your favourite Summerslam matches and highlights throughout the years? Anyhow, please like, share and subscribe to Mansell Media Corner, and I'll be back for a couple more videos coming up soon. So anyhow, goodbye for now.